we've done a lot of analysis. We have a spreadsheet, luckily created by Izzy, because as my team know who are here, I'm useless at spreadsheets, but I'm good at delegating. So Izzy has done a spreadsheet. We did lots of analysis, and the results of which are as follows. So the top 10 words that we came up with that described Edward, for most of you, were fun, magic, patient, irrepressible, loyal, enthusiastic, charming, kind, mischievous, which I think is the most appropriate, and a great dad. So those were the top 10. There were some quite interesting ones, which included Boy Scout, Salopets, not entirely sure where that came from, Big Kid, which is appropriate, especially when you look at the next one, which was childish, which is, he said, you can't say that, it's not funny because it's true. And finally, which came from a number of people, and I'm not sure if it's a compliment or not, which was Nigel Havers. So I then asked his children what words summed him up for them, and Ollie's were funny, sporty and silly, and his daughters were crazy, reckless and hilarious. And then there were a number of emails that I got where people were completely incapable of managing 3 words and had to be rather more sort of prosaic about it. And so I'm going to read a number of them. I'm not going to attribute them because I don't want to be upset that they weren't read out. And so, born-again magician, dodgy Sevillana dancer, greatest hospital bed orator, in fact, a complete one-off. And then we had smooth, debonair and sophisticated, which is code for slimy, creepy and a bit of a How can you diss someone in 3 words? The 3 I would choose are uplifting, embracing and loyal. The others that didn't quite make it were smug, thin, competitive, lucky, different, magic and funny. Which we've obviously heard before. Seriously good bloke, which I thought was good. Very handsome boy.
Don't read your own ones.
I'd say Boy Scout, patient, annoying, and my son would say childish, great fun, and magic. As I was obliged to tell Eggy when he stood on parade in military uniform at the Oxford Officer Training Corps, he generally managed to look like a bag of shit. Nothing appears to have changed. Eddie is hard to describe. In any words, you have to see him to believe it. If forced, I would say funny, clever and creative. My daughter is beside me saying amazing and cool. I think he'd like that. Hedge devouring obsessive from our ex-neighbour. Determined old warrior. And this sums it up, I think. He is Tigger to life's Eeyore. So I think if the 3 of us had to think of what to say, we would say he loves us and we love him.